In this video, we're going to have a look at how you can create carousel buttons using native visuals in Power BI. We're going to look at different designs that you can use, some ways that you can interweave them with your visuals, and we'll do all of these step by step together so that you can implement and customize them for yourselves. All of that and more. So without further ado, let's jump in. So carousels are basically buttons that lets you cycle through series of contents like images, text. The most common types of carousels that you'd be familiar with is something like this. Small circular menus at the bottom of your visual that lets you change what you're seeing on that visual. Now, while Power BI doesn't have a native carousel visual in the build section of Power BI Desktop, it does provide enough customization options that you're able to achieve a similar effect using the new button slicer. Let me show you. So let's have a look at this report that shows the total sales across different product categories in a bar chart. We have created this visual here with other types of visuals like texts and shapes, just so that we can have a space for the carousel that we were gonna show later. You might encounter scenarios where users want to be able to see or change what measures are being shown on your bar chart. So for example, here we're showing total sales, but maybe you want to be able to see by product quantity or maybe average total sales. Having some buttons or a carousel would be a great option to give that functionality for this visual. So in order to have this ability to swap between the different measures, we need to create the individual measures first that we're going to represent in the bar chart. So here on the right hand side, as you can see, we've already created the measures that we need. So at the moment we're using the sales measure, which is just multiplying the unit price and quantity to get to the total sales. We have quantity, which just is adding up all of the quantity of products ordered. And then we have the average sales, which does exactly like the SumX, except it's averaging out the sales. To integrate this into a carousel, we need to create a field parameter. So to do that, we need to go to the modeling ribbon at the top, new field parameter. From here, we're just gonna add all of those different measures that we have just looked at. So sales, quantity, and average sales. We'll leave the add slicer to this page ticked. Hit create. And then from here, we're just gonna move this here and go to the bar chart and change the x-axis where it's pointing to sales to instead point to our new parameter here. So now, as you make selections to this field parameter, it changes what the bar chart is actually showing. Now let's customize this selection, this slicer, to look more like a carousel set of buttons. So from the build section, we're going to change this to a button slicer. And on the format pane here, we're going to adjust some settings here. So we'll change the backgrounds to transparent, disable the title. The slicer settings will make sure single select and force selection is turned on. And then under shape, we'll just make sure that this is a rounded rectangle and just push it to the maximum, so 50 pixels. Under layout, you want to make sure that the arrangement is a single row. And then from here, we can disable the callout values as well, because we don't need it once we resize these buttons. So from here, we'll just make this a little bit smaller and put it in the middle here as part of our visuals. And there we go. So as you make selections here, it acts like a carousel button that lets you flick through the different measures that is being shown in the bar chart. To make this a little bit more dynamic, you can also adjust the title, which you can reuse the field parameters that you've just created. So on the title here, it shows total sales by product category. We can adjust that by simply selecting it, go to value, and then we'll look for the parameter that we've just created. Now, if it doesn't show up here, it just takes some time for Power BI to index what we've just created. So we're just gonna save this. We go to a different page. Just give it some time to refresh, and then let's give it a try again. So under total sales, here, we'll go to value. Here we go, so parameter. And if we hit save, there you go. So as you make a selection to your carousel buttons, it changes the title dynamically for your visual. Another way that you can use carousels is by using them to cycle through some series of texts. So something like this, where as you make selections to your carousel, it changes what text is being shown. Now, like previously, it's a combination of different visuals. So at the top here, we have the title and the subtitle on top of a card visual, which has some customization like rounded edges, the callout values being a little bit different, and on top of that is the carousel menu. Let's have a look at how you can implement this. So like before, we've already created the measures that we're going to show in our cards. We have carousels 1 to 4 here in our calculations measure table. And as you can see, all of them just have some sample text that we are going to preview. And then like before, to get started, we need to first go to modeling, new field parameter. We'll bring in those carousel measures that we've created. Just gonna rename this text parameter. Hit create and convert this into a button slicer. Now, to save us a bit of time, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna copy what we've just created here and go to home, format painter, and paste. It just copies the properties of everything that we've customized from the previous example, just to save us a bit of time. So now we'll just resize this. Let me just zoom in a little bit. And then on the card itself, we'll just select the text parameter that we've just created onto the field as well. And there you go. So as you make a selection from the carousel, it changes what text is being shown in the card. If you wanted a slightly different look for your carousels, you can opt for a rectangular type of style. It just saves you a little bit more white space than the circular ones, and it looks a little bit different. Let me show you how you can implement this. So from the carousel that we have created here, all we'll do is under shape to reduce the rounded corners, or just make it a rectangle. To make it a little bit easier for us, we'll just go to the buttons and extend the width to be thicker. And what I would do is just reduce the height of this so that we have something like this. Here we go. Now, obviously, you can adjust the colors based on your company branding, and we'll go through that a little bit later in this demo. But as you can see, it works exactly the same way. It's just a different kind of style. Similar to how we implemented field parameters to change what measures are being shown on our bar charts, we can do the same thing for the categories as well. So we don't have to be tied to showing product categories by themselves. We can change that by showing different axes by year maybe, or by product. You can change this using the same method that we have done for the measures. So to start with, we're using product category here, which is categories from the categories table, category name. But we want to change this to be able to select year from the calendar table, as well as the product name from the products table. So to do that, we'll follow the exact same thing. So under modeling, new field parameters, we'll select year, category name, and product name. We'll call this category parameter. And we'll just change the namings of these. So product category, and then product name as name. It just changed the text on our field parameter here. And then same thing as before, we'll convert this into a button slicer. We'll select the carousel that we've already created, hit format painter, just to apply the same settings. But instead of having it horizontal, we'll make it vertical. So under layout, we'll change this to a single column. Then we'll just put this here on left side of our visual. Then we'll just give it a little bit of space like this. Remove the title. We can remove the title now since it's a bit redundant, and we can make the same as before, add a dynamic title here to change the title here to see what it's being filtered by. So under value, we'll do category parameter. Then we'll delete that one. And there you go. So now you're able to have a combination of both the category and the measures that lets you swap around based on your user's needs. Carousels are good visual indicators to show that there are some sequential information or data or image that you can cycle through. However, one of its flaws is that it doesn't give you any additional information to what you have toggled. So that means for any visuals like the text that we've shown, or maybe where you've seen the traditional carousels like cycling through images, it kind of makes sense because it's just a sequence of kind of text or images. However, in our examples with the bar charts, users will find more benefit by seeing what they have actually toggled with the button slicer. So what I would recommend is, if you don't have a lot of real estate to work with, the carousel buttons would be a good option. However, if you can spare the real estate on your report, it's probably better for you to show the actual text on the buttons themselves so that the users can see what they are toggling with. So let me show you how you can just convert the ones that we've just created into kind of normal buttons. So from here, we'll just select the carousel button that we have created. We'll just change the shape to a rounded rectangle, but we'll make it less rounded. We'll make it just a little bit bigger here. So now this looks more like a pill type button. We'll go to the callout values because we want to turn that on now. If you notice that the values does not show up to your small buttons, we can go to the buttons themselves, and under padding, we can change that to custom and remove the padding on our button. So that allows you to fit your callout values inside buttons that are smaller than usual. So under callout values, we'll also adjust that to be horizontally aligned. Let's make it a little bit bigger. And there we go, that should work. Now, if you want to adjust the styling of these buttons to be more like your company branding, you can also do that from the format pane itself. So if you're interested to see how that looks like, we can do it very quickly. So under the callout values, under default, we'll just change that to the blue color. We'll just follow the format on the bar chart. And then on the buttons, we'll change the border to be blue, the fill to be blue, and transparency to 90%, like this. And then we'll change under the button, change the state to selected, border same, use blue, and under fill, we'll use blue as well, except that we'll change the transparency to 0. So there we go. So now you should have the ability to swap between different measures here that is a little bit more informative than a carousel. And that's really it for this video. I hope you now know how easy it is to create carousel buttons in your Power BI reports. Thanks for watching. As usual, give this video a like if you found it useful. Give it a dislike if you didn't, so to do better for next time. Ask your questions in the comment section box below so I can help you and you can help others. If you like this video, we have a Patreon page where you can support the channel and get exclusive perks like early access, demo files, and credits at the end of these videos. Thanks again for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye.